Picture this. You're in charge of West Ham United, your star player is involved in a betting scandal, and your biggest sponsor is the one who snitched on him. What do you do? That's the situation our club faced, and now the news is broken. West Ham and Betway's partnership is over. But this isn't just about losing a sponsor. It's a tale of integrity, player controversies, and the evolving landscape of football sponsorships. We're pulling back the curtain to reveal the real drama behind the scenes at West Ham United. From government crackdowns on gambling sponsorships to deeper questions about the sport's integrity, there's far more at play here than meets the eye. And then there are the burning questions. What does this mean for West Ham's future? How will it impact our finances? And who could step in to replace Betway? Well, we've got all the answers, and we're about to share it all with you. Are you ready to uncover the truth behind West Ham's breakup with Betway? Let's dive in. Let's take it back to 2015. David Cameron was Prime Minister, West Ham United was still blowing its bubbles at Upton Park, and Diafra Sakho was our top goal scorer. Our official sponsor at the time was Alpari, but they suddenly went into liquidation, leaving West Ham in need of a new sponsor. That's when Betway stepped in and became the official new sponsor of our club. Now, the initial deal with Betway was a 3.5-year agreement, reportedly worth £6 million per year. This was a groundbreaking deal for West Ham, marking the biggest commercial partnership in the club's history at the time. Fast forward 4 more years to 2019, and we had moved to our shiny new bowl, the London Stadium. As fans, we weren't thrilled with the move, and things on the pitch were looking dire, but West Ham's marketability and global reach had reached new levels. The new stadium provided greater visibility and numerous commercial opportunities. Consequently, West Ham and Betway signed a new 6-year deal, this time worth £10 million per year. Now, let's put that into context. This deal was, and still is, the biggest sponsorship agreement in the Premier League outside of the top 6 clubs. Last season, West Ham's total sponsorship revenue was £24.2 million, with Betway contributing a significant 41.3% of that total. The rest of the sponsorship income came from other major partners like Umbro, which provides £5 million per year as the kit supplier, and Scope Markets, which contributes £1.5 million annually as the sleeve sponsor. But with Betway, it became more than just the cash. Betway became a name we got used to seeing on our shirts and training gear for nearly 10 years. And don't forget the Betway Cup, our pre-season tournament that's making a comeback at the London Stadium on August 10th against Celta Vigo. And get this, there was even rumors about Betway sponsoring our stadium. Imagine that, the Betway Stadium. Personally, I'm not a fan, but that's not the point. The point is that this partnership seemed like it was only getting stronger. So why are we now talking about a breakup? What could have possibly gone wrong in this seemingly perfect relationship? Well, Hammers, let's dive in deeper. So, I think it's about time we talked about the elephant in the room, the whole Lucas Paqueta betting scandal. It's literally at the heart of this whole drama. For those who have been living under a rock for the last year, Lucas Paqueta has had some serious spot-fixing allegations against him, and the FA has charged him with intentionally seeking to receive yellow cards in a series of matches for financial gain. We're talking serious spot-fixing allegations here, folks. But the craziest thing is that Betway, our current sponsor, played a crucial role in this drama. Betway was the app used to place some of the bets involved in the Lucas Paqueta betting scandal. They noticed suspicious betting activity involving Paqueta on their platform and were the ones to raise the alarm about it to the authorities. Imagine that, our own sponsor, essentially snitching on one of our players. It's like something out of a football soap opera.
Pipe down. Yeah? Yeah, you chuck your 2 bobs worth in, now get out.
As you can imagine, West Ham wasn't exactly thrilled with how this all went down. Word on the street is that the club is fuming at Betway for not giving them a heads up before reporting this to the integrity investigators. It's like finding out your best mate told a teacher you were cheating on a test without talking to you first. In Betway's defense though, they simply followed protocol. Their actions aligned with standard industry protocols and legal requirements. So I'm not exactly sure what else West Ham really expected them to do. If Betway had not reported the suspicious activity immediately and instead spoken to West Ham first, they could have been in violation of their legal and regulatory obligations. This could have led to severe penalties, including fines, loss of operating licenses, and damage to their reputation. However, to make things even more complicated, sources close to the club insist that cutting ties with them isn't even directly linked to the Paqueta case. It's like breaking up with someone and saying, "It's not you, it's me." But also, it's kind of you. So even though West Ham is clearly unhappy with Betway, there's still so much more to this story than just one player's alleged misstep. So let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. What's really driving this split between West Ham and Betway? Here's the kicker, even if the Paqueta situation hadn't happened, changes were coming anyway. The government's throwing a curveball at the entire Premier League, and it's set to shake up how clubs like West Ham do business. Starting from the 2026 to 27 season, there's going to be a ban on gambling-related front-of-shirt advertising for football clubs. That's right, no more betting logos plastered across our chests. It means our deal with Betway was set to end after the 2024 to 25 season anyway. But even then, there was still a chance to maintain the relationship. Remember those rumors we mentioned earlier about the Betway Stadium? Well, you can kiss those goodbye now, thank God. But what does this all mean for West Ham and other Premier League clubs? Well, it's time to get creative with our sponsorships. We're already on the hunt for new opportunities, and I bet other clubs are doing the same. But here's the £1 million question, or in West Ham's case, the £10 million per year question. Who's going to step up? With gambling companies out of the picture, we might see some new players entering the game. Tech companies, streaming services, maybe even cryptocurrency firms. The possibilities are endless, and it's not just about slapping a new logo on our shirts. We're talking about potential changes to how sponsorship deals are structured. Maybe we'll see more performance-based deals, or partnerships that go beyond just financial support. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what about the money? It's true, Betway's been pumping £10 million a year into the club. That's not chump change, but don't worry, the Premier League's still a big draw for sponsors. We might even end up with a better deal if we play our cards right. But let's think bigger for a moment. This isn't just about West Ham or even the Premier League, it's about the integrity of football as a whole. The government's cracking down on gambling ads to protect vulnerable groups, especially kids. It's a step towards cleaning up the sport's image. So, while we might be saying goodbye to Betway, we're also saying hello to a new era in football sponsorship. It's going to be interesting to see how clubs adapt and who ends up on the front of our shirts. One thing's for sure, change is coming and West Ham's going to be right in the thick of it. So keep your eyes peeled, Hammers. The next few months could bring some big announcements. Who knows, our next sponsor could be a game changer for the club financials. So, what's next for West Ham after this Betway drama? Let's break it down. The deal was contractually coming to an end anyway, but now, the whole relationship's gone sour, and with new government laws incoming, West Ham need to seek elsewhere regardless to replace Betway's £10 million per year. And anyways, it's not even just about the money, it's about finding a partner that aligns with our values. But that in itself isn't just a West Ham issue, it's a sign of changing times in football. As gambling sponsorships fade out, what's the future of club-sponsor relationships in the beautiful game? Only time will tell. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe if you hate Tottenham, and don't forget to like or comment too. Till next time, Hammer Bites out.